I'm going to talk about the functions of our skeletal system. I don't think most people think the skeletal system as an organ. Mostly we think of it as a structural framework, which sometimes we can break parts of. If asked to list organs, most people say things like the heart, lungs, kidneys, stomach, and overlook our bones. But the skeletal system is one of the largest, most important organs we have. There are 206 bones in our body. We divide the skeleton into two parts, the axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. The axial skeleton is the skull, spinal column, and thoracic cage. It includes about 80 bones. Mostly this is part of our skeleton, protects organs, and provides attachment points for muscles. The appendicular skeleton is made up of 126 bones, and these are the bones that make up our arms and legs and the structure that support them, like the scapula and the pelvic girdle. Most of these movements we do are done by the appendicular skeleton. The skeleton has several functions. Some of its functions are pretty obvious and others are not. There are 5 main functions. The first function is structural support. The most obvious function of the skeletal system is structural support. I think that most people realize that the skeleton gives our body its shape. It's a framework that our organs are arranged within and our skin covers. Another function in the skeletal system is movement. The skeleton allows us to perform the type of movements we do in everyday life, work, and sports. They act as levers which our muscles pull. Without the bones to pull against, our muscles would not be very effective. Actions as simple as walking from a form of transportation would be impossible without our skeleton, and we would not be allowed to lift or throw objects. Another one is protection. Like the previous 2 functions, people don't realize that the skeletal system provides protection for our internal organs in the brain. The rib cage and pelvis provides a cage that protects our vital organs. The amazing thing is that it provides a protection while allowing the flexibility to alter its shape for breathing and bending the back. The skull, of course, provides a safe shell to protect our brains from injury. Another one is mineral storehouse. People may not realize that our bones provide a storehouse for calcium and phosphorus. It would not surprise anyone that 98% of our body is calcium that's stored in our bones. We all see commercials about osteoporosis and how we need calcium, but I don't think most people realize that we use calcium for other functions, like muscle contraction, and that our bones are a reserve supply. And the last one is the blood cell protection. Inside our bones is our bone marrow. There are 2 types, yellow and red. The yellow marrow contains fat cells that reserve as energy. Hematopoiesis is the process that makes blood cells happen in the red bone marrow. Both red and white blood cells are made in the red bone marrow. The red marrow contains stem cells, which can form 3 types of blood cells. Red blood cells, which carry oxygen, white blood cells, which fight infection, and platelets, which help blood to clot. When I realized all the functions of the skeletal system, I realized that our bones are more than just a structural framework. They make up a large, complex organ that performs a variety of functions. They serve as our structural support and are also important to our circulatory and immune systems. There is very little to our bodies that does not involve the skeletal system.